There you go.
We'll see you later. Okay, thanks a lot. Now at 4 o'clock, chilling new details on the death of a prominent Miami developer, what the FBI just revealed about how he allegedly tried to kill his ex-wife.
Also developing murder mystery, a woman gunned down while waiting for an Uber. We're hearing from her heartbroken family in a one and only exclusive.
And Democrats in disarray. The prominent party leaders now calling on President Biden to reconsider re-election.
Meantime, Republicans are rallying behind Trump and his new VP pick as we learn more about the attempted assassination on the former president.
And caught on camera here, a race to rescue a child left in a hot car. The heart-pounding video just in.
Plus, Florida firefighters getting a front row seat to just how wild Florida can be. The news at 4 starts right now.
Local 10 News starts right now.
And off the top at 4 o'clock today, we begin with new details on the death of a prominent Miami developer.
Sergio Pino taking his own life as federal agents closed in on him amid a murder-for-hire investigation. Local 10's Christina Vasquez is live in Coral Gables with what the FBI just revealed. Christina.
Being there, I can tell you that this FBI news conference almost felt like an opening statement you would hear a prosecutor deliver to a jury. This as the FBI really tries to provide some context and outline its case to community members in this very high-profile investigation. And the details they released are stunning. So they say that according to the evidence they had compiled against wealthy, prominent developer Sergio Pino, that he is at the helm we'll get to that in a second, at the helm of a murder-for-hire scheme. The target, his estranged wife, Tatiana. They had been in contentious divorce proceedings, at least filed in court, since 2022. Now, according to the FBI, he actually hired 2 crews of hitmen to try to murder his wife in several different ways. So let's start with Crew 1. Those are 4 individuals there, and they say that they were responsible for some vehicle arsons as well, but that they're the ones who obtained fentanyl to give to Sergio Pino in order to poison his wife. The FBI saying after that failed is when they moved on to another plan, which was that surveillance video we showed you yesterday, where there were several individuals with a rented Home Depot flatbed truck that intentionally rammed her passenger car. Okay, that's crew number 1. You may remember the 4 were arrested, and the FBI saying it is after this, after they're busted, after Sergio Pino, they said, already knew he was part of a federal probe to explore his connections to these assaults on his wife, because this murder-for-hire investigation started in February 2023. That's when they say he hired Crew 2. Crew 2 that was hired, one of the people involved, there's 5 here, so if you start thinking of these numbers, it's a total of 9 individuals arrested. Of the 5 people hired in Crew 2, one of the connections to him was a roofer, someone who did roofing for Sergio Pino, and the contract here, according to the FBI, was to execute her essentially with a firearm, so to just kill her with a gun. And they say that he offered $150,000 up front, and that this contract did have conditions, that he wanted her to, quote, die before their next divorce proceeding, and that another $150,000 would be provided if they could ensure that this crime was not connected back to him. Let's go ahead and take some video here, because we do have some video related to both these hitman crews. Now you should be looking at a picture of Sergio Pino and then of Pino and his estranged wife, Tatiana. Again, the 2 of them in very contentious divorce proceedings since 2022. And when we get to the surveillance video outside of Tatiana's Pinecrest home, that's one of the what they're calling a failed attempt to kill her. That would be attempt number 2 versus poisoned in this one, which is the flatbed truck running into her car. And then you might remember just yesterday we brought you pictures from Cutler Bay where there was somebody being arrested. And so that is a member of this Crew 2, the crew that was hired, they say, by Sergio Pino to kill his wife with a firearm, except there was a snafu. Apparently, when one of the members of Crew 2, they would not say who was actually the gunman, went to her house, their adult daughter actually emerged. He put a gun to the adult daughter's forehead, they say, decided not to pull the trigger since she wasn't the job. Let's go ahead and listen in together to the U.S. attorney at that news conference.
You know, rough, like walking around barefoot all the time.
And no concern about possibly losing a toe or two or three.
No.
All right. Speaking of that, a great day to take a dip, stick your feet into the sand and the ocean. Oh my, look at that view from
Looks like
Hollywood
an
Beach.
empty Hollywood Beach. Just a couple of people out there enjoying it. How, Betty?
Love the way it looks, Nicole and Calvin, but many of us can't stand the way it feels. It is beautiful out there just on the way it looks, but when you factor in that humidity and look at the heat index, you're like, okay, let me just stay inside and hang by the air conditioning or a fan. It's feeling like 99 in Miami. Fort Lauderdale 100. We have spent the afternoon under a heat advisory, and the heat is still on, though we're lower than the actual threshold that would cause an area to be underneath a heat advisory. That's 105 degrees for at least 2 hours. Either way, it is still hot. It feels like 103 currently in Marathon and also Key West. No showers to cool us down in Broward or Dade. We are nice and dry from Fort Lauderdale to Miami. Maybe you're watching right now from Homestead. There are a few showers over the Atlantic waters. These are dotted showers, and they're drifting.
Local 10 News starts right now.
Right now at 4:30, if you are driving around Surfside, you may notice some new signs.
One area has been blocked off, and if you want to pass, you'll have to pay up. Local 10's Janine Stanwood live in Surfside to explain. Janine.
Signs and these gates right over here. The mayor says all of this is an effort to help control traffic, but some neighbors aren't happy. In the last month, people driving in Surfside started seeing these automated gates and signs that say you need a sticker to get through at Abbott Avenue and 88th Street. Why?
We have cars that are coming and snaking up nonstop for hours at a time.
The mayor tells us this was a response to drivers cutting through the neighborhood to avoid a busy Collins Avenue.
And in doing so, they were basically zipping through our neighborhood and almost killing kids.
This woman tells us she loves it. It used to be hard for her to park with all the traffic, but now it's not. But Local 10 has received several emails from viewers who are upset because to get one of these stickers, you have to be a resident and it'll cost you $10. In addition, we saw some drivers reversing or almost deciding to drive the wrong way.
Yeah, confusing.
I have people turning around in my driveway all day long, all day.
The mayor says this was done under the town manager's authority and says it was an issue discussed in a public forum.
Is that fair for residents? They live there, they pay taxes. Why should they have to pay $10 just to use their own streets?
Look, if the $10 is a big problem, I think that our commission would be happy to revisit that.
And the mayor says the $10 is the cost of making all of those stickers and all of this equipment. All in, he says, was about $20,000. Much more coming up on Local 10 News at 5:30. We'll see you then. We're in Surfside. I'm Janine Stanwood, Local 10 News.
All right, we'll see you in about an hour. Thanks, Janine. And right now, students are in limbo after getting word that their school is suddenly shutting down. And for some, it means they have to start all over again. Local 10's Laren Livingston is joining us live. He's from Hollywood with more on the City College Blues. Laren?
Quite a conundrum, so we came here to City College, which is up there on the second floor of that building here on Taft Street in Hollywood. We took the elevator up and then things escalated from there.
Hi.
Hi.
Channel 10, just trying to see if there was someone here with whom we could speak about, I guess, the closure of the college.
That woman told me to give her one moment. We waited a few, and then...
Can you leave the property, please? Is there someone here who can speak with me about the closure?
Still not sure who that man was, but he had no desire to answer any of our questions.
I'm trying to understand why you have a camera in my face on private property.
I came here because there are students who are concerned
That's
about
not my concern.
So
This
you're
is
saying
private-
students are not your concern. Can you tell me who you are?
I'm going to call the authorities.
Which he did. No arrests were made.
We just want answers.
Diana Ruiz was in the radiology tech program at City College's Hollywood campus. It opened in 2011, offering healthcare career training. On Monday, though, Diana and other students got an email saying the college would cease enrollment and teach out its existing programs. It says City College anticipates staying open for the fall and winter terms to give students who are closer to graduating a chance to finish. The letter asks for patience as the college works to finalize the best plan for each student and says classes in the meantime would continue as scheduled. We saw none happening before we were asked to leave.
We still don't know if this is going to be worth it or not. You know, like if our credits are going to transfer out, then
yeah, we'll continue, everything's going to get transferred out. But if not, what's the point if we're going to have to start all over?
Faculty termination letters have also gone out. This one on Friday, letting them know when they'll get their final paycheck. Speaking of, Diana says she enrolled in 2023 and spent about $12 grand already.
It seems to be for nothing now. How are you going to help the students if you say we're for the students?
All right, Jeff, thank you. Right now we're watching a car fire on the Turnpike in Davie.
It is 4:39. Let's check in with Janice. Rush hour just ramping up. What do you see out there?
Yeah, not looking good because we have several lanes blocked because of this vehicle fire. So let's give you a live look of that. You can see it right here. This is the Turnpike. As you're heading southbound, you can see those emergency vehicles. They've got about 3 lanes of traffic blocked because of that car fire. And we do want to give you a better idea as we zoom on into our maps exactly what those speeds are looking like. As you're heading southbound on the Turnpike, you can see right at Griffin Road, that is where this car fire is. Again, we've got 3 left lanes blocked because of it. As of last check, your speeds are coming in at around 17 miles per hour. Let's get you some drive times as we're sticking to Broward County, though, on 595 eastbound. If you're starting on I-75, heading to US 1, it's going to take you about 13 minutes. From University Drive to US 1, it's going to be a very quick 7 minutes.
All right, Janice, thank you. And now to a major mail fraud scheme uncovered right here in Florida.
5 people accused of stealing thousands of checks, racking up more than $1 million over the last 2 years alone.
All 5 of the suspects are currently booked into the Palm Beach County Jail on RICO and fraudulent use of personal identification charges. Christy?
All right, Eden, thank you. And coming up, dramatic takedown caught on camera.
See the moment. A violent suspect was caught and cuffed by Florida deputies. That's ahead 5.
And words of warning from the FDA, why they say packages of some popular products are not what they seem.
But first, a scam alert for those who use WhatsApp. How crooks conned a Florida man out of his life savings. That's next.
You're watching Christy Kruger and Louis Aguirre on the one and only Local 10 News. Local 10's Michael Lowry.
40% of Florida's population is at risk for storm surge flooding.
He's South Florida's hurricane specialist and storm surge expert. He's worked at FEMA, the Weather Channel, NOAA. He even helped develop the model that the Hurricane Center uses to forecast storms. And he has a background in oceanography.
Get into La Nina conditions, it tends to allow for more activity.
Experts turn to Michael. So should you. Michael Lowry. Another reason Local 10 is your weather authority.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, a little sarcasm going there. Okay. I'm going to go back and work on my AI look. See you later.
Thanks, Christy.
Oh, wow. Thanks a lot, Christy.
Right now at 5 o'clock, fate of the race, growing disagreement with the Democratic Party about President Biden's path forward.
And meantime, former President Trump is getting ready to soon accept his party's nomination as his pick for VP takes the stage at the RNC tonight.
Developer death. We are learning more today about the FBI investigation connected to Sergio Pino.
And a mother arrested accused of leaving her 4-year-old in a hot car. New video just into the newsroom showing fire rescue teams rescuing that little girl.
Plus, deadly crane collapse. A new look at the moment it came crashing down, killing a construction worker. The news at 5 starts now.
Local 10 News starts right now.
Off the top at 5 o'clock, fate of the race. President Biden facing new calls from big names inside his own party to step aside.
It is day 3 of the Republican National Convention, and tonight we'll focus on foreign policy as Donald Trump's new running mate is set to take the stage. RTC Bureau Chief Ben Kennedy live at the White House now with all of the latest in Vote 2024. Ben.
Well, Cal and Nicole, the concerns about President Joe Biden have not gone away, but are getting worse as a new prominent Democrat is speaking out.
But first, we're taking a live look outside from all of our beautiful weather cameras right now. Everything is looking pretty nice out there. Lots of blue sky, just a few clouds. We'll talk to Betty when we come back. I'll see you later, guys.
Thanks.
Right now at 6. Shocking new details after the death of a prominent Miami developer.
The FBI telling why it had to act and raid Sergio Pino's home.
Pino's accused of trying to kill his wife multiple times. I'm Christina Vasquez with what agents just revealed.
Caught on camera, the desperate race to rescue a young girl who was left all alone in a hot car.
Now a young mother is under arrest. Amra Shloh with what police say she was doing when she left her child in grave grave danger.
Exclusively first on 10, family heartbroken after a teen's gunned down right in front of her sister.
And also caught on camera, thieves stealing mail. What they took is worth millions.
Plus, will we ever get a break from this dangerous heat? Betty's here.
Local 10 News starts right now.
Good evening. Off the top at 6 tonight, disturbing new details about the murder-for-hire plot involving prominent South Florida developer Sergio Pino. Pino shot and killed himself Tuesday during an FBI raid at his Coco Plum mansion.
Today, agents said that the developer had tried to have his estranged wife killed multiple times. Let's get right to Local 10's Christina Vasquez live in Coral Gables with our top story. Christina.
Sister telling us she did all she could, but sadly she could not save her sister's life. And Local 10's Leanne Motorhone is live now in North Lauderdale with the family's emotional plea tonight. Leanne. We turn now to our weather and another scorcher today. South Florida under a heat advisory.
And in the tropics, Saharan dust is keeping the peace. In the Atlantic Ocean, your weather authority is tracking it all. We begin with Chief Certified Meteorologist Betty Davis.
Yes, indeed. Very sizzling temperatures out there. The heat index at Key West peaked at 105 today. Miami topped out at 102. And now we are still feeling the steaminess. It feels like 99 in Miami and Fort Lauderdale, while Marathon and Key West are still seeing those triple-digit heat indices. Now tonight we'll get a measure of relief, if you want to call it that. Our forecast model shows that once we get around the midnight hour overnight, still going to feel like the low and mid 90s, and then we get ready to steam it up all over again tomorrow. This forecast model showing the heat index getting as high as 110 degrees. You see that right over Miami, so maybe we'll end up under a heat advisory again for tomorrow.
You're watching Local 10 Sports with Will Manso.
Playing on the Olympic team can be a showcase for a player like Bam Adebayo. Today against Serbia, Bam showing off a skill that Heat fans watched him work on throughout last season. First quarter, Bam looks like us on the Nerf when we go over our kids. That's
In
about
the
only
house,
time I do something like that. Yeah.
What a play,
Good
man.
stuff.
Yeah, it really is. Thanks a lot, Will. And we thank you for watching. We'll see you again tonight at 11 o'clock.
Anything you missed, you can always find on our website, local10.com. World News Tonight is next.
Have a good night.
Good night.